So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The purpose of this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs. If you have covered them by watching our daily news and shorts or you have read the newspaper, and we want to give you the much needed MCQ practice for your next year's prelims examination or any state civil services examination if you are appearing for that. So MCQ practice is very important if you want to clear prelims exam for any civil services examination. So make sure you spend 10 minutes every day with me on this lecture series if you're serious about any prelims examination. All right? Okay. Let's straight away jump to question number 1. So question number 1 is as following. Consider the following statements regarding Rule 170 of Drugs and Cosmetics Act. The rule prohibits Ayush drug manufacturers from advertising their products without approval and allotment of a unique identification number from state licensing authorities. Okay? All Ayurvedic medicines do not require clinical trials as per Drugs and Cosmetics Act. Rule 170 was introduced in 2018. How many of the above statements are correct? Now look, Drugs and Cosmetics Act actually regulates the production, marketing, manufacturing of medicines, drugs. All right? Now, as you know, there are allopathic medicines which are also known as modern medicine. Okay, so allopathic medicines, modern medicines, if they want to get approved for marketing, manufacturing, and sale, well, they have to go through clinical trials. There are 3 phases of clinical trials. They have to pass all of that, and only then they'll get the approval. Now, clinical trials are regulated by Drugs and Cosmetics Act. But as far as Ayush drugs are concerned, Ayurvedic, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, these drugs are concerned, they don't have to conduct clinical trials. Okay? They can be given approval if they showcase that their medicine and their medical formulation, their ingredients, belong to an ancient text of Ayurveda. So, for example, if you want to approve your Ayurvedic medicine, well, you have to prove that an ancient authoritative text mentions these ingredients, this formulation, and the working of this formulation on human body. Okay, if you can show that, if you can show your drug in an ancient authoritative text, your drug would get approval. Okay, so you don't have to go through clinical trials as far as these medicines are concerned. Make sense, right? But Rule 170 of Drugs and Cosmetics Act actually was introduced in 2018 to actually regulate misguiding claims made by the ads of these drugs. Sometimes, as the case is with Patanjali Ayurveda, the current case in Supreme Court, sometimes some Ayurvedic medicines or the manufacturers of these medicines, while advertising their medicines, they make tall claims, unverified claims. So to stop that, it was made compulsory under Rule 170 that these drugs, before marketing, should get approval from state licensing authority and get an identification number. All right, so this is correct. Now, all Ayurvedic medicines do not require clinical trials as per Drugs and Cosmetics Act. They just need to show their presence, that drug's presence in an ancient authoritative text. Okay, but that is not true in case of 60 ingredients. These 60 ingredients are mentioned in Drugs and Cosmetics Act, and if your Ayurvedic medicine consists or contains one of these 60 ingredients, then you have to conduct a safety trial. These ingredients include snake venom, heavy metals, all that. Okay, so not all require approvals. Now, Rule 170 was introduced in 2018. This is also correct, again, to regulate misguiding claims in Ayurvedic drugs advertisement. So, all 3 are correct. Okay. Question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now, this ministry has 2 wings, a statistical wing called NSO, a program implementation wing. Okay. NSO was formed by merging Central Statistical Organization and National Sample Survey Office in 2019. NSO is comprised of CSO, NSSO, Computer Center. All right. Now look, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation definitely consists of 2 wings. One is called the Statistical Wing. Okay. And this Statistical Wing is made up of 3 organizations. This Statistical Wing is called NSO. And this NSO is basically made up of 3 organizations: Central Statistical Organization, CSO, National Sample Survey Office, NSSO, and Computer Center. All right. And the other wing of Ministry of Statistics is known as Program Implementation Wing. Program Implementation Wing. which contains of three wings: MP-LAD. MP-LAD fund scheme is under program implementation wing. 20-point program. Okay, 20-point program. And the third wing is regarding program implementation, project implementation wing. Okay, so there are two wings under Ministry of Statistics. This is correct. NSO was formed. NSO is comprised of CSO, NSSO, Computer Center. This is also correct. And NSO, basically earlier, the statistical wing contained CSO, NSSO, and Computer Center. CSO and NSSO were merged together in 2019 to form National Statistical Office. So this is also correct. All statements are correct. Okay. Question number 3. Which of the following statements are correct? Rice is only grown in Kharif season all over India. Wheat crop is becoming vulnerable to winters becoming shorter, warmer, and more unpredictable. Only 8 states produce 2 metric ton plus wheat harvest in India. Okay, now look, rice is grown all over India. Wherever there is availability of water, either naturally or through irrigation, rice is grown there. Now, North India has distinct summers and winters or monsoon season. North India has distinct Kharif and Rabi season. North India, Central India, and even to some extent Western India. Okay, rice is grown in Kharif season and wheat is grown in Rabi season. All right. But as far as East India is concerned, South India is concerned, there is no distinct Rabi season. There are no distinct winters. So those states, basically southern states, grow rice in Rabi season as well because there are no winters, right? So rice is only grown in Kharif season all over India? No. In North India, yes, rice is grown in Kharif season alone. But in other parts of the country, especially tropical regions of the country, rice is grown all over, during all the seasons. Okay, not just Kharif, even in Rabi. Wheat is definitely grown in Rabi season, and basically wheat is confined. Mostly wheat is grown, though wheat is also grown all over India. But wheat is generally grown in northern India in bulk quantities. Northern India, central India, and western India. Okay, but for wheat crops to grow, winter season should be there. Winter season is quite good for wheat crop. That is why wheat is grown in Rabi season during winters. But wheat crop is now becoming vulnerable to climate change because winters are becoming shorter, warmer, and more unpredictable. So this is the vulnerability. Winters are being hampered due to global warming. So this is correct. And yes, only 8 states in northern, central, and western India produce 2 metric ton plus wheat harvest in India. This is correct. So 2 and 3. B. Alright. Question number 4. Which of the following statements are correct regarding oil imports in India? For the past few months, Russia has become the largest supplier of crude oil to India. Okay. Oil imports fall during the peak refinery maintenance season in March. Okay. So yes, for the past few months, Russia has become the top supplier of crude oil to India, especially since Russia-Ukraine war. India started buying Russian oil because Russia was offering steep discount on its crude oil. So Russia became the top supplier of crude oil to India. Russia became India's top import destination or import source for crude oil. So this is correct. Now, oil imports fall in India generally during the month of September because September is peak refinery maintenance season. Our oil refineries generally go through maintenance, and during that period, they are shut down for 1 month. That month is September. So during that time, especially during August and September, oil imports generally fall in India because refineries are closed. Where would you keep that oil? So it's not March, it's September. So this is wrong. Only 1. All right. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I hope it added value to your preparation. It was worth your time. And if it is worth your time, do make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. It should be a daily habit of yours. All right. So that's it from my side, guys. I'll see you next time with the current affairs through MCQs from the day 3rd September 2024. All right. So next day, we'll cover MCQs from next day's current affairs. Thank you so much, everyone.